The village of Mtanzini bustled with life, its colorful houses scattered across rolling hills under the blazing South African sun. Children played in the dirt paths, their laughter filling the air. But Zanil walked alone, her head down. She was chubby, brown-skinned, and often mocked for her size. Zanil the dumpling. Nomsa yelled, the leader of the bullies. Her sharp voice echoed, and her gang, Andile, the wealthy merchant's son, and timid Dandy, laughed. Zanil pretended not to hear, but the sting of their words burned in her chest. When Zanil got home, the warm, spicy smell of bread greeted her. Her grandmother, Gogo Thoko, was in the kitchen, kneading dough. My Zanil, Gogo Thoko said, don't let their words harden your heart. Remember, bread baked with love can soften even the hardest hearts. Late that night, Zanil sat with Gogo Thoko as they baked together. The old woman's hands moved with practiced ease, shaping dough into perfect loaves. Gogo, why does everyone hate me? I try to be kind, but it's never enough. Gogo Thoko smiled softly. Kindness is a seed, my child. It doesn't grow overnight, but when it does, it bears fruit sweeter than anything you can imagine. Use your gift. Bake with love, and you'll see. The next day at school, Zanil overheard Nomsa bragging about her favorite bread, sourdough. Thandi, hesitant but honest, admitted she loved sweet brioche, while Andile boasted about his family's challah being the best bread in the village. Zanil's heart stirred. Perhaps Gogo Thoko was right. Perhaps bread could be her way to show them who she really was. That night, Zanil stayed up late. She baked sourdough for Nomsa, brioche for Thandi, and challah for Andile. Her hands worked with purpose, kneading love and forgiveness into every loaf. At school the next morning, Zanil sat under the big baobab tree, her basket of freshly baked bread beside her. Nomsa approached, ready with an insult. What's in the basket, dumpling? Snacks for yourself. Zanil smiled calmly. I baked something for you. Sourdough. I heard you like it. Nomsa blinked, confused. She hesitated, then took the loaf. A single bite softened her scowl. It's good, she muttered. Zanil turned to Thandi and handed her the brioche. I made this for you. Thandi's eyes lit up as she tasted it. You made this? For me? Even Andile couldn't resist when Zanil offered him the challah. His bravado faltered as the rich flavors melted in his mouth. Word of Zanil's bread spread quickly. Her classmates, once her tormentors, began to approach her not with insults, but with requests. Zanil begged for everyone, using her gift to connect with her peers. But not everyone was pleased. Nomsa, once the center of attention, began to feel overshadowed. Jealousy consumed Nomsa. She sought out Andile, who still harbored resentment towards Zanil. Together, they hatched a plan to ruin her. Late one night, they broke into Zanil's bakery and switched her fresh ingredients with spoiled flour. They knew this would sabotage her bread and destroy her growing reputation. The next morning, villagers who bought Zanil's bread returned, furious. The loaves were sour and inedible. Accusations flew, and customers demanded refunds. Zanil stood in shock, unable to understand what had gone wrong. Sizwe, a kind young man who often bought bread from Zanil, stepped forward. This isn't like her, he said. Something's not right. But many villagers turned away, their trust shattered. Heartbroken, Zanil went to Gogo Thoko. The old woman, now frail, listened quietly as Zanil poured out her frustrations. My bread was perfect, Gogo. I don't understand what happened. Gogo Thoko placed a comforting hand on Zanil's. My child, the truth always comes to light. Keep baking. Show them who you are through your love and resilience. Zanil returned to the bakery and began baking again, despite the whispers and suspicious glances. She gave out loaves for free, urging villagers to try her bread once more. Slowly, some returned, and with each bite, their trust in her began to rebuild. One evening, a young boy overheard Nomsa and Andile boasting about their sabotage. He ran to Zanil, telling her everything. Zanil, though hurt, chose not to confront them in anger. Instead, she invited the villagers to the bakery and shared the truth. Nomsa and Andile, cornered by the evidence, could no longer deny their actions. The villagers were outraged, calling for punishment. But Zanil, ever kind, spoke up. I don't want revenge. Instead, I want to teach them what I've learned. If they want to bake, I'll help them. Nomsa broke down in tears, overwhelmed by Zanil's grace. Andile, ashamed, left the village, while Nomsa stayed, determined to make amends. Under Zanil's guidance, Nomsa learned to bake. The once arrogant girl began to understand the love and care Zanil poured into her work. The two became unlikely friends, united by their shared passion for bread. Sizwe, who had admired Zanil from afar, began visiting the bakery more often. His kind words and steady support gave Zanil the confidence to dream bigger. Have you ever thought about opening a second bakery in the city? He asked one day. Zanil laughed. I wouldn't even know where to start. Sizwe's eyes sparkled. Maybe I can help. Just as Zanil began to dream of expanding, Nomsa fell back into her old ways. Jealous of Sizwe's attention, she tried to sabotage Zanil again by spreading rumors in the village. This time, however, the villagers didn't believe her. Zanil's bread had touched too many hearts. Nomsa, humiliated, finally apologized sincerely. With Sizwe's help, Zanil opened a second bakery in the bustling city. The shop became an instant success, drawing customers from all walks of life. Sizwe proposed to Zanil in her city bakery, presenting her with a ring hidden in a basket of fresh bread. Zanil, overwhelmed with joy, said yes. Together, they became a beloved couple, known for their kindness and generosity. Years later, Zanil's bakeries thrived across the region, and she became a symbol of resilience and forgiveness. Nomsa, now her trusted partner, managed the original bakery in the village, forever grateful for Zanil's grace. Zanil often thought of Gogo Thoko, whose wisdom had shaped her journey. As she baked with Sizwe by her side, she knew her grandmother's words were true: bread, baked with love, can change the world.